Welcome back, everybody. I'm speaking to the wonderful Raquel Dominguez. I've been following Raquel on Instagram for some reason, which we've yet to figure out, and we're gonna talk about that later. But I saw her in a California Christmas City Lights, which we definitely want to discuss. I loved you in that role. I want to talk all about it, and I want to find out more about your life. Please welcome Raquel to the program.
Hi everyone. Thank you so much, Alan, for having me here. Yeah, it was very interesting how we connected, right?
Yeah,
If you want to go into that now,
yeah.
I'm sure.
Let's figure it out because I was initially I was thinking that it's Elizabeth Danielle, my soul sister Lizzie, who I love. I thought it was her that connected us because you know her, I know her, but I was looking through her messages and she said, "Hey, here are some interesting people you may want to have on," and you're not on there. So that was not the reason. And then when I watched the California, Christmas City Lights, which, by the way, I have the third title, Lauren. If you're watching this, I'll mention it later. I'm sure it's been brought up before. But I was watching it. I thought, hey, I love your character. I definitely want to talk to you. So I looked you up on Instagram, and lo and behold, I already followed you. So I was like, wait, how? When did it start? And then the only thing that I remember is that your dancing videos show up all the time on Instagram. And maybe that's what I saw. And I'm like, hey, this is a cool person. I want to follow that person. Maybe that's it. Otherwise, I have no idea.
Wow. That you never know. And social media is so weird. You never know these algorithms or where, once your videos are out there, they're out there for like everyone
Right.
to see. But that's cool that you stumbled upon my dance videos. I've been getting so many comments on those dance videos, as of late, especially just because I recently did like this little survey on my page because I was like, I have so many new followers because I had to say it like that because I feel super gross. If I'm like, we're famous now and we're on Netflix. So it's like, so I just have to say that I do have some new people following me.
Yeah.
So I kind of wanted to see like why people are following me. I'm like, okay, is it because of this movie or why are, there's some like old people and some new people. And then a lot of people were saying that they follow me because of these dance videos. And I was like, that's it. But I mean, that's it, and that's cool. And I was like, well, I guess I should make more videos. I mean, those videos really started for me. I mean, like most of our art, right? Or like our forms of
Mhm.
expression, we do it for ourselves. And then you don't really realize that other people are actually watching or enjoying your
Yeah.
your passions and your art like with you.
Mhm.
So that's actually been really nice to discover and hear. I'll always do it for myself, but now,
Now,
they
now
want me.
you have a captive audience apparently.
Yes.
I again, from my perspective, the reason why I resonated with the dancing videos is because it's the energy, right? It's the energy, and you're really how much you're enjoying. That joy comes through the screen, and I think that's the part that kind of drew me in. I can't speak to the others, but that's what it was for me.
Oh, well, thank you so much.
Mhm.
That is something that I do get. My energy really translates through the screen, which is nice. I mean, which is what I hope to do through all of my performances. Translate this joy and this, yeah, my genuine self. So
Mhm.
thanks.
No, it
And
definitely
thanks for
works,
watching.
and yeah, and I definitely suggest that people follow Raquel on Instagram. We're going to have the link right below the video, so please go and follow. But you'll see things like this, and this is one of the reasons why I wanted to talk to you, because your last comment, I am the vibrational frequency of love, harmony, and peace. that's the reason why I want to talk to Raquel. You know, that's one of the reasons why I wanted to talk to Liz, Elizabeth Danielle. Sorry, I really want to call her Lizzie. It's ingrained, but it's the same thing. It's the vibration. It's you want to talk to people who are vibrating at those frequencies, because that, especially in our world that's crazy with everything that's going on, we need more of that. I try to be that, and I resonate to people who are like.
Well, thank you so much. I agree. I definitely think that that's what drew me um, to Elizabeth um, as well. I actually met Elizabeth, I think, through my brother. I have two siblings, two brothers, and my younger brother, who's also in the biz. Well, both of them are in the industry. Um, but my younger brother, Aaron, I think is how it somehow connected us. And I mean, social media is so big, so we just following each other. And it was because of her energy and her positive attitude that it just draws people to them, and those kinds of pages. And you want to surround yourself, or be constantly consuming positive content. So that's
Mhm.
definitely why her and I have stayed connected. She's such a light. She's so beautiful.
Yeah, she's awesome. Hey, Lizzie, if you're watching. Okay.
Right.
And you brought up your brother, and I actually wanted to ask, because I think the older brother got just nominated for a SAG award. Am I correct?
Oh my goodness, if he's watching this, he's gonna give me hell later. He's like, they always think I'm your older brother. Oh my
Sorry.
goodness, we're not cutting this part off. This is hilarious.
Yeah.
No, I am older than him. So there's three of us. It's my older brother, Stefano. There's me, and then Aaron is the youngest. So, but yes, he did just get nominated for a SAG award. Him and his show, Only Murders in the Building. I'm not sure. Have you seen the show?
I have not seen it, but it's an incredible cast. So I'm definitely putting it on my list.
Please do, and not because he's my brother or anything. But it is such a fun show, such a fun cast to watch. And then adding Aaron to it was just even better. I don't know. But
What is?
yeah, he did just get nominated. It's very exciting. Obviously, he's very excited. But as a sister, I'm over the moon. We're very close, the three of us. So his wins are our wins, and we all share each other's wins. We're very close in that sense, and thank goodness for that, because we all are tackling the same industry. So it's like it's comforting, and it's been very yeah, just comforting. It's to be able to tackle such a business with your family is unheard of almost. I mean, you
Yeah.
hear of like I have like friends who come from a family of doctors, or like lawyers, and um so many other things. But like, I growing up, we were the only family that were like all actors. My parents are also actors, so it's like you know, the apple definitely did not fall far from the tree. I think my parents always knew that we were going to be actors, and we were like, no, nah, we're going to do other things, because we acted our whole lives with our parents. They had a musical theater company growing up, so we were like, the five of us were like the main cast usually in every production, and which was a thrill, and challenging in all of the ways. But we grew to love the arts from a very young age. And after high school, you're kind of figuring your life out, figuring there's a lot to figure out at 18, And I think we were all like, okay, let's take a step back and see what else is out there. And it didn't take long. We were like, oh, well, nothing. I guess so. We're doing this. Sorry, go ahead. I'll just yap, yap, yap.
No, no, no. I think it's great. And again, the fact that your parents are in the business, right? They were in theater, and you did it growing up. It was probably an easier transition, or at least I'm hoping it was an easier transition, because it's normally this conversation with the parents of saying, "Hey, I want to be an actor," and the answer is usually no. No, that's a terrible career choice, and I know all of these people who failed, and all the conversations that I've heard from my parents, and a lot of my friends heard from their parents. I'm hoping it was an easier discussion with your family.
Oh, yeah. Mm, most definitely. Like I said, I think my siblings and I were like the only actors that we really knew growing up, right? Like, obviously, there's like kids that you go to school with and they're in the drama club and stuff with you, but um, we were the only people that did what we did. So we kind of felt like we were like the odd ones, you know. Um, but my parents, there was so much support at home, which was beautiful um, to us. But like any other parent, right, that is a doctor or a lawyer, they're going to support if the child wants to go into that sort of field. And so that's all my parents knew, so that's the support that they gave, which which was so rewarding, which is still so rewarding to have such supportive parents. My parents definitely always instilled that in us to go after the things that we wanted, and that they would always be there to support us, and that you can try anything. My parents were always like, obviously you grew up in this artistic family, but if you wanted to be something else, we would still support you. And I was like, great, because I'm not going to be an actress like after high school. I was like, great, I'm going into journalism. And then my mom was like, oh. But moms always know stuff. You know what I mean? Moms always know. They have that like sixth sense. And my mom's like, you belong in front of the camera. I'm like, but I want to be behind the camera. I've been in front of the camera my whole life. And then now look at me.
Right. Exactly. But I think again, having a background in PR and communication is hopefully helping you in your
Oh,
career, because there's your videos right there. Right? That's PR in a nutshell.
yes, definitely. Yeah, I'm so grateful that I, took a step back after high school to discover new things about myself, to discover myself, new passions. I definitely think that we should exhaust all of our passions in this life. I don't think that we are necessarily supposed to be doing one thing and one thing only in this
Agree.
life, right? Like, we are such a, what is the word?
Multifaceted.
Yes, multifaceted. That's the word, Alan. Um, People, so who's to say we're supposed to do like this one thing? So I'm definitely grateful that I got to venture out and like discover that I love to talk and I love to storytell in different ways, and um whether it be through like PR or another form of communication, like I love it. I love connecting with people. So that was definitely always my goal. I was like, whatever I do, I just want to connect with people, and to love people and serve people. So
I think you're in the right vein. Based on what I know about you and kind of the energy that comes across, you've made the right decision.
Thanks so much.
Yes. Not that you need my opinion or approvals, but just confirmation from another person. Um,
Thank you.
yeah, and in terms of the family businesses, listen, Hemsworths did pretty well for themselves. So did the Roberts. So did the Wayans. Why not the Rodriguez or Dominguez? I
Yes.
knew I was gonna
It's
mess things up. Uh, is there a
okay.
Rodriguez family of actors? I'll have to check on that. Dominguez.
It's
So
okay.
we'll keep our eyes on that.
Yes.
Very cool. So I wanted to ask you about the City Lights, California Christmas City Lights, which is a wonderful sequel to California Christmas. I came across it on Netflix because again, this is the genre that I really enjoy watching. I watched it, love Lauren, love Josh and the work that they did, and then immediately I wanted to see what else they've been in. And I went to Josh's Instagram profile, and there's the advertisement saying, "Hey, the new movie is going to come out soon." I'm like, "This is awesome! I didn't have to wait, 2 years or whatever to get to the movie." So
Yeah. No.
I watched it the same day that it came out. As soon as it became available, I watched it. I think that's the day that I reached out to you, and then my schedule, your schedule took us a little while to connect. But
Yes.
how did that project come about? Did you go through the regular audition process, or did Lauren reach out saying, "Hey, I have a part for you"?
Yeah. So Lauren and I we met. My goodness, what year is it? 2022. We met
2022.
right. Like we met at the end of 2020. We worked on another project together. She wrote a series with the production company with Allie, the producer,
Mhm.
and I auditioned um, for that series, and I got cast, and we worked on that project together, and that's where I met her. And then flash forward 2 months later into 2021. I remember we were doing like pickups or something um, for that series. I remember the Allie, the producer, being like, "Oh, hey, like, keep your schedule open for like June or something, because like we're gonna call you." And I was like, "That's vague." I was like, "Sure, I'll keep all of my summer months open." I was like, I want to go out of town. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, let me know. I didn't hear back for like some time, and then like life goes on. And then I remember I was in New York and visiting a friend, and I get an email from my team, and they were like, "Oh, hey, we just got an offer for this role, for this movie," and I was like, "Offer only? What is this?" And so I was like, "Oh, okay. What is it?" So I was looking, and I was like, "Oh," I was like, "This is what they were talking about." I was like, "Oh my gosh, how exciting!" And it wasn't until I was reading further that I realized that it was for the sequel of California Christmas. I was like, "Oh my gosh, how exciting!" I thought it was just going to be like, I didn't really know what the part was. Again, I had gotten no information. So as I'm reading and reading, I was like, "Oh, I'm playing Brandy." I was like, "Okay, cool." And as I read, um, I was like, "Hey, Lauren, call me." I was like, "What's going on?" And so she calls me, and she was like, "Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Whatever, I wrote this part and I thought of you." And I was like, "That's
Yep.
lovely."
Yeah.
I was like, "Right." I was like, "Oh, thank you so much. I'm flattered and so excited." And she was like, "Yeah, you're going to be playing opposite of
David.
David Del Rio." And I was like, "What?" Now, so I have to preface this by saying, well, we were started, but I had been such a fan of David's since seeing him on Baker and the Beauty.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. When is season 2 coming? They said that Netflix is not going to do a season 2. I heard maybe they're going to do a movie. I don't want to get on a tangent, but I need that in my life.
It's so good. Hopefully. I know he's like, I know his new show is about to come out too, so he's been very busy. I'm so excited for him. But I had seen his performance on Beauty and Baker, and I was like, "Who is this guy?" I was like, "He is hilarious." I was watching the show obviously because it's you know, the main cast is Hispanic, and I just love to support my Latin community. Um, but he just had a way of like really captivating, well, me and like the audience, I'm sure, with his like comedic chops. I was like, this guy is going places. I was like, gosh, the way he just like grabs my attention, and it's just like, I don't know, I don't know how to explain it, but I just like connected to him and his sense of humor. And I was like, wow, I feel like this is like how he is in real life, which is very close to how I am and my energy in real life. So I was like, I feel like I'd get along with this character, and I get very invested watching shows once I start, like, once I'm committed, I'm committed. I am part of this cast. I'll see you every week. Like, let's go. And so that's how I felt with this show. So cut to, I had seen City Lights and I was like, oh my gosh! I was like, I can't believe this. This is so funny. So and then cut to talking to Lauren. She's like, yeah, you're gonna be playing like opposite of him. I was like, what? I was like, this is amazing. I feel like I manifested this. I was like, because when I had been watching the show, I was like, it would be so fun to work with this guy. And literally, we got cast, or obviously he was already part of the cast, but I got cast as the new cast. So I was like, just again over the moon. And as soon as we met, we had to go up north where we were shooting, and we met like the day before we started shooting. And I remember being like, oh my goodness, I'm not gonna fangirl. I'm not gonna fangirl. I was like, I'm a professional. We're fine. And as soon as I met him, I was like, hello, nice to meet you. I am a big fan. I can't. And I was just like, but it was reciprocated, and we just like clicked instantly. We're both from Miami. Like, we both grew up doing theater. Like, it made total sense, like, why we get along.
Yeah.
And so naturally, the next day on set, it was like such a breeze playing with David. Oh, my goodness. Like, I remember watching it at the premiere and being like, I am so happy that our energy, you can like sense our energy through the screen, because it was, just as much as it was like fun watching, that's how it was like even more fun actually playing and shooting these scenes. So yeah, I mean, so many good things to say about the experience shooting with that whole cast. I mean, I love Lauren and Josh. They work so hard, and they're like new parents, and it's just like, how do you guys do this? And also, please, they deserve all the flowers. But
It's really great series. I hope they make more. By the way, my idea is the California Christmas Baby. That's the next one that they should do.
I definitely ended on that cliffhanger, so we are hoping for the best.
I hope so too.
Don't know anything yet, but I'm sure soon. It's on the horizon.
I hope so, and it did fantastic. In terms of numbers, I think at some point it was one of the highest watched Christmas movies that Netflix had. I got lost in numbers, but I know it did really, really well.
Oh my goodness, yes. I mean, the first one I remember did so great. It was like number one for like
Yeah.
15 days. And so we were like, okay, is this gonna happen again? And it did really great for like a week. We were on top there. So
Mhm.
that also feels really nice too. You know, you don't really know um how people are gonna do with like part two, part twos of like movies and stuff, or like, you don't know if it's a seasonal thing, like are people gonna actually watch it, or like did they only watch the first one because it was like a pandemic and like people were sad? I don't know, like so many things that you're thinking as a cast or like as an actor. And it's like, are people gonna like our little movie, and it got so much love. Oh my goodness, I received so much love um for the movie, for my role. I felt so just seen. Everyone was like, I feel like I'm just like watching you. And I'm like, yes.
It's
Which
it's
such a compliment.
Yeah, and it's true because I know you've done a ton of dramatic, roles, and I see you, and you're really good in drama. But the persona that I see on Instagram is much more of the person that I was expecting to see, and fortunately did in City Lights. So, whose idea of a dance was it? Was it written in? Was it improv? How did that come about?
The slow-mo dance,
Yes,
is that what
yes.
you're talking about?
Yes, the
So it
the David character's dream sequence or fantasy
yes,
sequence.
it's fantasy. So it was actually not my idea, um, contrary to my energy and dance videos. Um, I'm sure that had some sort of influence, maybe, but that was definitely all Sean, our director, or maybe it was somebody else too. But I could definitely see all of that being Sean and his mastermind. Um, but I think, they also, I think, I've heard Sean say that like they wanted to also kind of still like incorporate some of that fun cameo stuff in the second one, because in the first one, Josh kind of has a very similar scene with Lauren while
Yeah.
she's washing the car, right? So they kind of wanted to keep that same thing for the second one, and I was like, sign me up. I will say on the day, I remember seeing like reading that in the script, and I was like, so what is this? What's happening here exactly? And they were like, oh, it's a cameo. Like you're gonna be dancing
Yeah.
in cow
Yeah.
shite. If I can say that. No, we didn't know until the day of. But it was hilarious. I mean, I will say it was probably one of the scenes that I was most excited to see on the day of the premiere, because I was like, what is this gonna look like? I was like, because on the day, it just feels different. I mean, first of all, you're not actually dancing in slow motion, and you're doing your
Yeah.
thing. And I'm literally stepping, there's like cow crap everywhere, like actual cow crap, because we're at an actual farm. So I will say it was not as sexy in real life. It wasn't, but it was still so much fun. Sean actually wrote and produced the song that I'm dancing to that I didn't really know this until recently. I was like,
Mhm.
what? So I went back to watch the movie and I was like, he's like singing it and it was amazing. Sean's amazing. It was so much fun. Definitely all his idea, I'm sure. But it came out so well, and then they paralleled it with, you know, David
Many,
slow
yeah,
mo, which was
yeah.
hilarious. I mean, that guy, I just such good things to say, but he is one of a kind for sure.
It's rare when, again, I love laughing, but it's rare when watching something I laugh
Mhm.
so much that my ribs start hurting. And that was that, moment with with the bucket with David. What was it like to watch that actually being shot on set? I'm assuming you were you were watching from the side.
So, oh my goodness, absolutely. Like, if we could be there, we are there. Whatever we were doing, if I had to go change, I'd be like, "Can I just watch this real quick?" And then I'll go change. But
Hmm.
it was. I mean, you guys were laughing as an audience. We were dying. We were dying. It was so funny. Like, and we did that. I mean, he did that like that sequence in like 2 takes. I mean, the fact that he did it for a second time, even like, but it was just that good. We were like, "Can you please do it again?" Like, because it was so hilarious. Like, we obviously had to be quiet, like while we were behind the camera, but we were like holding ourselves. We could not. We were like, "This is too fun." Oh my god, he was like obviously drenched, like it was all him, like improvised, like everything, like they played a song for him and he just went, and
Yeah.
it was beautiful. I was like, wow, I'm so inspired. It's like I he just constantly inspired me on set, but it was definitely fun.
Whose video was done first? Was it you or him?
That is a great question. I think mine was. Mine
Okay.
was done. No, I don't remember. No, I think it was his, and then it was mine. Um, I mean, I was like, how do I,
Not that.
how do I be, how do I step up and do that?
Well,
I was like,
yeah. And
we definitely did it. We conquered. I think people really enjoyed just overall our chemistry on screen together. I mean, definitely looking forward to working with him again, working with
oh,
that entire cast.
I think, but now again, you guys keep raising the bar. So I don't know what they're gonna have you and and David do in the third, but I'm looking forward to it.
Yes. Oh my goodness. I cannot imagine, but I'm excited. I am open. I am ready.
And in terms of the other, interesting little thing that you had certain intimacy with a cow, is was that CGI'd? Was that green screen? What was it, or was that a real moment that you'll cherish forever?
Well, I like to stay real method when I'm given a role. No, that's actually probably my most asked question
I
was
imagine.
about that cow. They're like, so was that real or not? Like, I
Yeah.
remember my cousins texting me, like, no, you did not go up cows. It was like, I was like, no, guys, I didn't. I'm sorry to disappoint. But no, it was definitely all CGI. It seems so real though. I mean,
It
it
does.
looked real. I was like, wow, it definitely looks like I'm doing my job. I'm doing it well. No, that was again, that was all Sean. He did that scene with me, the director.
Yeah.
He played the vet that I was training under. And he just guided me. They put all this like actual looking goo on
Yeah.
me, and that was a lot of fun. I was like, literally every time they would cut, I'd be like, um, and then be like, all right, we're going in with some more, and like, be like, yeah, this is whoever said acting was glamorous.
Yeah.
It's never
Yeah, it gets that
had
goop
more
and
as
yeah, I was gonna say the whoever said the acting was glamorous didn't have to dance and horse or poop. True, very true,
exactly.
very true, very very cool. Well, again, loved the movie, loved you in it. Definitely hope for a lot more, and the whole cast and crew was awesome.
Thank you so much. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
So, what's next for you? I know you do commercials. I know you've done dramatic work. Now you've done comedic work, which I'm sure you've done before. I just this is the first one that I have seen you in. What's next? What are you excited about for 2022?
well, um, yeah, like you mentioned, the commercial world has kept me um pretty busy. Um, the last the last 2 years, which is great. Um I do love going back and forth between TV and commercial. Uh, they're such different worlds. And it's sort of it's I feel like, like I just shot a commercial like a few days ago, and I was on set and I was like, man, like I just love being able to play, like meeting new people, meeting new like production and crew. I love, like I said, I love to connect with people.
Yeah,
Um, and it's such an honor and it's such a blessing to be able to work and do something that you love with others, right? No matter what that looks like and no matter the project, it's just always fun. Like every time like I'm booked for something, I'm like, yay! Like I'm like driving to set, even if it's like 5 in the morning, and I'm like, I'm gonna like meet new people. Like it's like the little girl in me is like excited to like it's like first day of school or something for me. It's like, oh, I'm gonna like meet the wardrobe and like have fun with like makeup, and like the second AD is gonna be bomb, or like, I get excited about stuff like that because it's like it's already such a tough biz, so it's like you have to be you don't have to, but I choose to be grateful for every opportunity and for everything that I get to do. Like I get to do something that I love today. I get to wake up early to go meet new people and spend time with them today, no matter how many hours I have to be on set. So it's constantly looking at the upside of things and being grateful and remaining in this constant state of gratitude. Um, but I do enjoy commercial work just because there's so much room to play, especially and with comedy, and because of my energy. So it's like, yay, I get to like shoot whatever, and it's like they give me all of this freedom to just like be and like play, and and create, and I just love that. Um, all still very technical, but I do love that little break from, you know, from from TV and like all the other projects that I get to be a part of. But so I'm definitely looking forward to continuing to do more commercial work. And everything else that comes with like being an actor, right? Like for the longest time, and I'm sure for like years and like before my time, like an actor was considered just like, this talented, beautiful person. And it's like, I'm sure in the 90s, like when my dad was, doing his thing, it's like, what do? You kind of sit and you wait for the audition and you wait for, for the next thing. And it's such a different time now, right? Like as an actor and as a creative, you have so much power. I feel you have so much more control over your career and your business than one thinks. And even if we're not on set working in that way, there's still work to do. And there's still work to be done. And there are still ways we can be sharpening ourselves for the next thing. Or, there are still ways to be creative. And there's so many ways we can create. So I'm definitely looking forward to continuing to do that. Writing more. I think I say this all the time, but it's so true. Once the pandemic hit, I think we all kind of took a step back and we're like, oh, we can't do anything right now in the world. Like, and I have to say, I was so relieved. Can I say that? I don't know. Sometimes I'm like,
Yeah.
but it's my truth. Like, right? Like there was a big part of me that was like, oh my goodness, everything is shut down. I can just be. I can just live for me. Like, what do I want to do today? What do I want? What are my desires? Like, what are my other passions? Like, what do I want to do? And it was such a beautiful year. I mean, it was really just like 4 months, those first 4 months that I was like, I'm gonna do whatever I want. And I was so happy. I try to remember those 4 months often because the state of peace and joy that I was living in, I want to be in constantly. Like I felt so centered and like I was in control of myself and my career and my creative self and like what I could do in my everyday. And um there's so many things I did during that time that I'm so thankful for. Like, so many things that I mastered because I had all that time. So I try to think about that now and think about what I could be doing right now that to one, preserve my peace and preserve my joy, my sanity. There's so much that we could be doing and simply just creating to create, like not straining our art, or not forcing it to like, do, not forcing it to do something that it's not ready to do, maybe, or just being present. And so that's definitely what I'm focusing on in these first 2 quarters of the year. I just want to continue building this life, right? Continue being a human, a kind human. I want to focus on Raquel the human more than anything else, and I think that it's important. I mean, caring about ourselves first so that we're able to be the best artists we could be, the best daughters we could be, the best siblings we could be, and everything else. So I've definitely taken this time and will continue to take this time to build practices and habits. So, because those are the things that are going to carry us through our busier times. So, I don't know if that answered the question, but that is what I'm
It
doing.
did.
That is what I'm doing
No, it
right
answered the
now.
question, and it answered at least 3 of the other questions I was going to be asking. So it was perfect. Yeah. So here's to the question that I know the all the fans of the California Christmas are going to kill me if I don't ask. So did
Sure.
Ali and Lauren tell you to keep any more time open this year?
haven't heard anything. And if I had a mug, I would also be sipping. But I honestly, the truth is, we do not know yet. Obviously, we are hopeful. We are always hopeful that we can, work together again. So fingers crossed that we hear something. But I guess you guys will just have to follow us and see, on social media if we post about it or not. Or maybe you guys will just have to wait and see till the end of
And
the
you
year.
can,
I'm not sure.
yeah, and you can follow everybody right below this video in the description. So please do as I do. Thank you, Raquel, for coming on. Really appreciate it. Lovely meeting you in person as opposed to being a follower and a fan. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for inviting me. Thank you for your energy. Thank you for this platform that you created. Thank you for hosting this space for us and wanting to connect.
Yeah. And thanks everybody for tuning in into another episode of Let's Dive In. You have Raquel Dominguez. Please go ahead and check out, if you haven't seen California Christmas, go check it out. And then follow everybody. Take care, everyone. Thank you.
Bye.